Hey, Roscoe, you going to see your babies? And don't be sniffing Emily. We got 11 babies. You even think about it, and I am gonna freaking kick you so hard your nuts fall off and you freaking kicked up to the moon. You hear me, Roscoe? 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 You keep your paws to yourself. Here they are. That's where everybody says, "Oh, Emily. Hey, Emmy. This is not the same doggy I knew." She used to be, wouldn't go, anywhere I go, she would follow. She's my shadow. But now she has babies and it's just instantly instincts take over. Anytime I touch the baby, she's got to clean them. So I just had to take them out. I changed her bedding out of her pool, her little baby pool here. Because I needed to change it because she's still leaking stuff. That's why, I don't know if you can tell, but her fur's a little green there because I haven't been able to wash her yet because she's still leaking it. And I want to do it all at once because it'll have to take away from her babies for a while. And all these babies want to do is drink. Some try to crawl back where they came from. Look how good a mommy she is. Ain't that good, girl? Now look. There's only a few that I know that I can recognize. Like, don't hate me, Emily. This right here is Max. Say hi, Max. Say hi. And there's one named Miracle. Now, I probably told most of you the story about Miracle. First of all, I ain't gonna switch it back to me. You don't want to see my ugly face. You watch the babies as I tell the story. Emily was in labor for seriously like 2 days, which of course is not normal. And finally, I just couldn't take it anymore. I had to go to the vet. And they said she was fine. There was no blockages, and they gave her a shot of, don't quote me on this, oxytocin or something. Something that stimulates the birth. And anyway, little Max came out first. The first boy. And then the vet said, boom, every 30 to 45 minutes, out would come more. Well, it was an hour and a half, or about an hour, and still hadn't come out. So my roommate put on the gloves they gave us and prepared to go in after it. And Emily pushed and pushed, and then finally a paw came out, and we thought, we wish it would have came out head first, like it's supposed to, but because I mean the paw was that it's supposed to be in the sack, but the paw was out. And then when the little sack that they come in, it's like greenish. Anyway, looks like 101 Dalmatians down here. Anyway, I had to take over because her arm couldn't take it anymore. And I'm going to tell you firsthand right now, I barely can hold this camera. My arm still hurts, and that was 2 days ago. What are you panting for? You scare me when you're panting. You better not have another baby. All the excitement. Anyway, it came down to the point, and this might seem cruel, but I was worried about Emily's life, and this baby was blocked, and it could have killed Emily. So I finally just grabbed on and pulled and pulled and pulled, and I pulled the baby out, and it wasn't moving, and I figured, because I bursted the sack 15 minutes prior, and you only have 2 or 3 minutes after that sack is burst, and Paul must have been out of the sack. It's the only thing I can think of, because in the sack, that's where you breathe. Didn't even have the umbilical cord attached here. Anyway, I got her out, and she was lifeless. I mean, she had a strong heartbeat, but no breathing. Every once in a while, she'd jerk her head back. But that was it. Her tongue was sticking out. No movement at all, except the heartbeat in it. And I thought maybe she'd been brain damaged. Where she could have a heartbeat but wasn't breathing. I didn't know how the thing was alive, and we were sitting here thinking of, okay, we got to do something. She doesn't seem alive yet. She has a heartbeat, so what do we do? It's one of those situations where you feel like you feel like a horrible person for the things that are going through your head, but you don't want the puppy to suffer. And we called the vet, and because it started making more movements, and the vet said to put it on a hot water bottle and try to give it a little bit of milk, like formula. And I'll be damned if that baby didn't make it. And I gotta find her. Look at him. I don't want to disturb him though. But she's actually, I think, our second biggest baby. And later on that night, she kind of had a relapse, and we were thinking this baby's not gonna make it. But you know what? It did, and it's happy and healthy. Out of we had a stillborn the first night, and then the next night 13 more were born. 2 of those died. So all in all, 14 babies, and 11 of them lived, and there they are. And she's only got 10 places to get milk from. See, they want milk, and they're all sleeping together. She's watching me intently. She's like, I know your videos. You're going to pick them up and everything, but no. Not going to pick them up. Not even going to pet them right now. We'll look at them. There's some that look just like her with the black, the brown and white. And there's some that have black and white. And then there's some with, everybody's like, oh, I want these pets. They have to be a pure breed. Fuck that. Who the hell wants the same looking color and the same blah, blah, blah? I like the variety of this. That's why I was happy knowing her and Roscoe had babies. Even though none look like... There's one that kind of looks like him. And it's Black Beauty. Because at first it looked all black. She's got a white underbottom, I think. But she has the black, like Roscoe has the brown, with a white ring around the neck, like Roscoe has. Speaking of that... Roscoe! Roscoe! You know not to be back there by yourself. You be good. Daddy's go. Roscoe was a real good dad. Whenever Miracle was stuck inside of her, that's what we named the baby. I don't remember if I told you that, because she truly is a miracle. Anyway, whenever she was stuck inside of her, Emily didn't know what to do. She was walking around everywhere because she was so uncomfortable. And Roscoe went and laid with Max to keep him warm. But after Max came Surprise. We called it Surprise because we looked I looked over and I was like, Max is bleeding, because he'd already been cleaned, so the blood was off of him. And that baby's trying to get back where it came from. I might even be surprised. There was a black... Oh! You can't go back home! You inspecting? You're like, get out of there. Anyway, I was like, Max is bleeding, so I went to pick up Max and washed the blood off to make sure that maybe Emily wasn't just bleeding, from having the baby and everything. I was like, wait, that's not even Max. And then right after that, boom, boom, every half hour or less until the end when it got, harder for her. She had babies without any problems right in the pool. She will not leave this pool. I got to put her some food and water back in here because her water bowl was empty while I was getting ready to change her bedding out because she's still leaking some stuff. And she went to get a little bit of water, but she will not leave this little pool. She'll go outside reluctantly. There's a couple times yesterday she didn't even want to do that. We had to get her out. But she's a great mommy. Sometimes she lays on them. There's so many that she moves to lick them or scratch or get something to drink, and they squirm behind her and she lays on them. But all through that, they're all. There was one that was born, and it was kind of like Miracle, but she wasn't as responsive. We got her to respond and put her back in here, but he or she, we didn't even get to check. He or she ended up dying, and then the other one was born, and it didn't make it either, and then it's stillborn. But anybody wants a puppy? I know most people watch this aren't from around here, but you find a way, and you can have as many as you want. One of them is promised, and I'd really like to keep Miracle, but I know we can't keep anymore. So that one of them is promised, and that leaves 10 more. The smallest boy, he's got a freckle on his butt. That one's promised to our neighbor. But I mean, anybody wants this, or wants this? Yeah, I'm gonna sell you a copy of this video. Anyway, anybody wants one of these puppies after 6 weeks when they're weaned? Because we're gonna have to give them away anyway, or we're gonna, you know. I wish we could keep them, but obviously I can't keep 11 puppies on top of the 3 I have and the 2 cats. And the 1 cat that sometimes comes over. And we're going to get Emily fixed so this don't happen again, because, I mean, this one about killed her. And it was her first litter. And I thought many times that she wasn't going to make it. Many times the thoughts went through my head like, I don't even care if any of the puppies make it. I just want Emily to be okay. And look at the miracle. Well, anyway, you're tired of hearing me rambling. Oh. Whenever they open their eyes, oh my God, I'm going to have a handful. They're going to be all over the damn house. Not to mention whenever I have to start walking them outside. I calculated about the amount of time, because I walk them one at a time, because if not, they get tangled. I might have to change that, because if I took all of them out one at a time, I literally would just be walking dogs all day. So it takes about 5 minutes for them. I would literally, by the time I get the last dog walked, it'll be time to walk the one I walked first. So something's got to change. We're going to get 3 or 4 collars and leashes and do 4 of them at a time. Roscoe, quit chewing at the carpet. Anyway, what are you panting for, Emily? You better not be having another one. You did this last night and you didn't, so. Say bye, puppy dogs. Sometimes when they're all screaming and crying, it sounds like a damn jungle in here. Like a bunch of monkeys. The sounds they make. There's always an odd one out. Well, that one over there's not drinking either. Anyway, say bye, Emily.